Well, hello, hello. Welcome to the Impact and Influence Author Show. This is a great platform for my writers out there, my authors, my aspiring authors, publishers, playwrights, for you to get a chance to come on our show and talk about your book and what motivated you to be an author or whatever else you want to share. We're here to help give you that maximum exposure. So make sure you contact us through the Impact and Influence Authors Association page on Facebook, or you can give us a call at 678-888-5599. We have a wonderful guest on here today, guys. I'm so excited about this beautiful lady. She's a good friend of mine, national author, doing great things beyond writing. And I just want you guys to meet the beautiful Sylvia Bennett Stone. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing today?
Good evening, Lady Knight. I am doing wonderful, and thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. It's my pleasure, believe me. Guys, let me tell you, Sylvia is a special lady, but I'm going to ask her a question and let her tell you a little bit about herself. Sylvia, who is Sylvia Bennett Stone? Tell our
Oh,
listeners, our viewers.
wow. Who is Sylvia Bennett Stone? Wow. Um, she is a woman of God. I would say that first.
Mhm,
Because only He has brought me through so
mhm.
many different trials and tribulations. Um, I am a mother, I'm a wife, but a mother who lost a daughter to violence.
Okay, all right. And speaking on that, what motivated you to write your book, Minefields? Um, Tell me about that and what was the inspiration behind that and what is it about?
Yes, Miss Rhonda. Um, when I lost my daughter to violence, I didn't know what to do, didn't know how to survive. And I start journaling. I start journaling my days and how I felt and what emotions I went through. Um, but most importantly, I found that there wasn't a roadmap. You know, there wasn't anyone there to say to me, this is what you need to expect.
Mm,
You won't sleep for nights. You won't eat for days. There was not a roadmap there. And through my journey, in my journaling, I decided to turn it into a roadmap for others.
okay. Well, now let me ask you too before we go a little further with that. Tell our viewers what happened to Crystal and her friend. Share that story with them, if you will, please.
On the 4th of July, 2004, my daughter and some friends set out to um, go to her brother's for a barbecue, stop by other friends, so far and so on. You know how kids do. Went to the gas station, were caught in a crossfire of some guys who were
Mm,
shooting at each other. The bullet went through Crystal's body and stopped in the heart of her girlfriend, and
wow.
both girls died.
So they were sitting in their car at the gas station. So the bullet went through the car and then through your daughter's body, lodged in the other girl's heart, and both girls died. Well,
Correct.
that's just crazy and probably one of the
All
saddest
by
things you can
itself.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. Just for a bullet to be so powerful in that right,
Wow.
to pierce two girls. And it was just mind boggling. Um, and I really just didn't know what to do to survive.
Well,
And
now
through
can I ask you,
that,
how old was your daughter at that time and her
Crystal had
friend?
just turned 19, and
Okay.
her girlfriend Taryn had just turned 18.
Okay. Now, as a mother, I just could not imagine what that must have felt like and how it still can even affect you today. Does it still affect you today, would you
Oh,
say?
absolutely. I was
So
just
that's
having a conversation earlier
mhm.
with another person. I wake up every night at the same time I receive that call.
Wow. Wow.
It just, 17 years later,
Wow.
I still wake up at that same time.
Mhm.
So this is something that doesn't go away,
Okay.
but you learn to manage it. You take your tragedy and you try to turn it into a triumph in some kind of way.
I
You
see.
know, yeah,
So was writing something that gave you a release to be able to feel some type of healing, even though you don't completely heal from a loss like that? Would you say
it
that writing
did.
helped you?
You go through certain stages, you know,
Okay.
um, and writing those stages out for me on a
Mhm.
daily basis of what I felt that day, and was totally transparent about it with all my craziness, um,
Yeah.
and I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Um, being able to write it out and then going back and saying, well, I made it through that day. That
Okay.
helped me with my progression in my
Okay.
healing.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So would you say writing helps when you deal with any type of, I guess, tragedy or violence? Because I know for myself, as a survivor of attempted murder and rape, that when I wrote my book Blessed Survivor, I really, like, I didn't sleep for a year and a half. Prior to that, I would not sleep at night. Couldn't sleep at night. I would have flashbacks and things like that. And so,
Mhm.
but when I wrote the book and when I released it, I literally slept the whole night and I couldn't believe I woke up, it was daylight. So I think that there is such healing in being able to write. So there's a lot of reasons out there, guys, that's listening. There's a lot of reasons out there to be an author. But what I love is people who write books that impact and influence people's lives for positive change.
Mhm.
Yes, because that's what we're about with this show, is to, inspire people to be people like Sylvia Bennett Stone, who writes to help others, but it's also a healing when you're dealing with some things.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
yes. And
Um,
yes, what were you going to say?
the writing part of it for me and the release of it, the writing part was the healing process. Like I said, I was able to go back and see that I made it through the days, right? But
Mhm.
the release of it was the purpose part of it.
Awesome.
Now I can release it as a template for others who are going through some tragic in their lives, to
Mhm.
say that they can see that they are not alone.
Yes. So,
Oh, she went through this too. So
mhm,
I know I'm not crazy, or I can see that she made it through and
mhm.
she's okay. So I can see that I'm okay.
Wonderful, and I'm glad you wrote this book. So you wrote it as a way to help people understand that journey and what to expect and things that you can experience. And you wrote it from a real place, being very transparent with what your feelings was or were during that time that you were writing. Now, the title "Minefields," what is that about, and what does it mean? And this cover is very. It makes me very curious. Although I've read the book, guys, but I'm just this for you.
Minefields. I am a veteran, right?
Okay.
So part of the training, you go through these minefields,
Mm.
and you're taught that if you step on one, you will actually blow up, right?
Mhm.
So minefields, that's what I felt. I felt like I was on a battlefield.
Okay.
And when you see the fields on this cover, you see that it's endless. And
Mm.
that's how I felt at the time. I felt like this experience is a battle, and I have to be cautious as to not step on those minefields and blow up. So, to translate that into terms where, if you're not military, you can understand, if you don't survive, you cannot step on and step into places where you're not going to come back from. For an example, anger.
Mhm.
anger is a minefield, right? So you can step into anger and you can blow up. And in blowing up, you can make some bad decisions.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah.
So we don't want to step into those minefields.
Hmm.
And that's
How
where this derived from.
Okay. So how hard is it when you're going through something like that not to step on one of those minefields, to step into anger, to step into sadness or depression, or to step into not knowing what to do? Or what I hear from many people who are, survive. If you're a surviving parent who lost their child, or if you're a survivor from some horrific crime, it's so hard to control your emotions and the things that you're thinking and going through. And I mean, daily, probably like every minute or
Yeah,
hour when you're going
yeah,
through. So how do
it
you?
really is. And
Mhm.
those emotions shift from minute to minute, you know.
Yes.
Um,
So how
it's
do you manage?
difficult, but you have to be very intentional
Hmm.
um, in regards to not you're going to get angry. You're going to have that emotion, right? That's just a given. But you have to be very intentional not to let that emotion take over you,
That is.
because if it takes over you, it turns into so many other things that can kill you, or you make a bad decision and you hurt someone else. So you have to be very intentional not to let that anger go to the point of you not able to control yourself. So really, you just have to know who you are. This whole experience allows you to really get in touch with who you really are.
Mhm.
You know, someone said you really don't know yourself until you're tried and you're tested and you're twisted and you're molded. You
Wow.
really don't know what you will do.
That's so true. So so
So
true.
you really have to get to know who you are. You
I
have to
agree.
know what your buttons are, you
Hmm.
know, not to go to the place where you know that perpetrator may be. Because if you see him or her, that anger may take over you.
Oh,
So
that
you
is
have to
so
be
true.
purpose on everything that you do.
Hmm. Okay. So would you say going through what you went through made you stronger?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, I would have considered myself a very strong woman prior to, but no, not nearly as to what I am now. If I can survive, and I did survive,
That's right.
um, going through having to bury my child, going through trials that was just unbelievable. Um, yeah, I'm a strong woman, and anyone who survives this is a very strong person.
And I agree.
Know
So
that you are.
yes, that's right. So Sylvia, your book, what when people read it, and especially those who have lost their child to violence, what is it you really, really want them to take from there when they read this book?
The main thing I want them to take from it is that I made it through the grace of God.
Mhm.
I really had to hone in on my belief and my faith. I had to redefine what that was. And after I did that and decided that I was going to take this journey, but I wasn't going to take it without God.
I hear you. Man, I hear you. And those who are listening or viewing this show, I want to say that I'm a faithful person. I'm a believer, just like Sylvia, and I'm not ashamed to say it. But we know we do have viewers who may not know God, or may not trust God, or may not even know how to trust God. So, but we're going to share with you what we feel would be something that would help anyone when you're going through any life challenge or any life struggle, so that you can have something to turn to. So there's many times when we go through things in life that would make you want to turn to some of the negative things like
Right.
alcohol or smoking or or
Right.
drinking. Or using drugs or whatever, or trying to commit suicide, or a combination of all those things. Sometimes the things we go through in life can feel so heavy that you feel like that's the only way out. But we're telling you now that's not the only way out, because here's the thing: you always want to find a positive out of every negative. And you may not think you can, but believe me, at Sylvia, as a surviving mother who lost her daughter and her daughter's best friend, me as a survivor of attempted murder and rape, we know firsthand that if we would have went the negative way, we wouldn't be here. We would not be here sitting here being able to help other people. Okay, she wouldn't be a national author. I wouldn't be an international author. We would be sitting at home doing some craziness, and that's not what we want from
Mhm.
anyone. And that's one of the reasons we write, and that's one of the reasons I do this show, because you can help so many people through your writing. I know that Sylvia's experienced that. I've experienced it with the books I've done, that people will contact you and say, hey, your book helped me. It helped me just where
Yes,
I was, because we both decided to be very transparent. And so we're telling you, like, choose positive when you're going through. And if you don't know how to do that, go to someone that's a positive minded person to help you to stay on that right track, because we want the best for you. If you've
absolutely.
been through anything, right, Sylvia?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm a walking testimony, people. If I can survive, in the book, it will give details of everything that we went through, from the girl's death to going through trials to the defendant shooting at us and
Oh,
trying to intimidate us. We went through a lot. But I'm standing. I'm still standing. I'm
still
standing
standing
strong.
and looking
So,
beautiful.
so believe me, the statistics say that 26% of parents die within the first 10 years of losing a child to
Wow,
violence.
that's something.
Um, that's a large percentage. It really
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Um, and I personally experienced that because the mother of Crystal's friend Taryn, she did die. She
Wow.
died.
Yeah.
And that ripped my heart all over again,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, and I vowed to do whatever I can to save anyone else who's going through traumatic experiences. I'm here. You can reach out to me, um, and I'll do whatever I can to help you through that that moment in time.
And that is an awesome thing. And guys, when she says that, she is not kidding. Sylvia, right after that, you started a nonprofit, and to help people. What was that nonprofit called when you first started
Well,
doing some things?
I actually
Or
had a
movement?
nonprofit prior to, where
Oh,
we
okay.
worked with juvenile offenders. Yeah, as that's as my profession. I was working with juvenile offenders, helping to rehabilitate, doing alternative services for them.
Mhm.
I extended my services after that, as an advocacy program,
Okay.
where I work directly with mothers, go to crime scenes directly after, and try to help start that process immediately.
Wow.
Immediately.
Now, guys, if you understand this, this is a mother who has lost her daughter and her daughter's best friend, but yet she didn't lay down. She stood up, even and took the job that she was doing and took it even further to be an advocate
Mhm.
for those mothers, because she knew what it was like to go through losing your child. I mean, to show up at a crime scene or be right there with that parent or that mom at that moment when they need you. I mean, I commend you on that myself. And I want to say congratulations to you, because I know that there was just a press conference for this beautiful young lady and something else that she's involved with. And I'm going to let you tell them a little bit about that organization. And I'm proud to say I'm one of the leads for Georgia and Michigan in this organization. But tell them about that. And then, guys, we're going to tell you a little bit now, but I want you to tune in tomorrow to Real Talk with Rhonda Knight, because on Real Talk with Rhonda Knight, we're going to talk about some other things that Sylvia does besides being the wonderful author that she is. So tell them a little bit about what you're involved in now.
Yes, I am the executive director of Voices of Black Mothers United. We are an organization, 501c3 of the Woodson Center out of Washington, D.C. We're a national movement of Black mothers who's lost children to violence in our communities. We currently have a network of over 2,500 mothers that we're standing up and we're saying enough is enough. It's time to take a stand. We have 3 initiatives that I want you to tune in tomorrow.
So you
And
can
we're
learn
going
those
to
things.
talk about we're going to talk about those initiatives more in depth and how you can become a part of this movement. It is growing. We just had a national launch, as Miss Rhonda said, that went just phenomenal. We had press on Fox News yesterday, and it's really starting to spread. The word is starting to spread that Black mothers are the strength of communities everywhere, and we're now saying, no, we're not. We're tired of having to bury our children. So please tune in tomorrow and let's talk about it.
Yes, I love it. We'll talk about tonight tomorrow at 7 p.m., guys, right here on Facebook and on YouTube. So be sure you tune in. Now, I do want to say, too, that she's doing a wonderful job. And this organization she just talked about, Voices of Black Mothers United, it's not just for parents who have lost their children. Definitely it is for those parents and those mothers, but it's for anybody that has kids. Guys, I have kids. I haven't lost my kids, but guess what? I don't want to lose my kids or my grandkids. So I want to do what it takes to make a difference in my community. And if it takes getting involved and just being that extra person that's giving a voice to say, we want change in our community, then hey, let's be about it. Let's make a difference in our world.
Absolutely. And we
Yes.
have some phenomenal mothers from a lot of states. As Ms. Rhonda said, she's with Georgia, stately in Georgia, Michigan. We have Pittsburgh, we have New York, we have Indiana, we have Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia. Phenomenal women who are doing some great work on the ground. And we would love and to embrace more. So if you are interested in your state, wherever you are, please contact us or be on the call tomorrow.
Yes.
And we're going to give more details about that.
Yes, definitely. And we have someone commented that they said, God bless you, first of all. And they also said that this is a powerful interview, and it is, because, again, we're talking about authors who make a difference, authors who make a difference. Their writing will change a life. Their writing will redirect a life. Their writing will bring life to that person that's reading it. And that's what it's all about. You know, a lot of times people tune in, they hear a sad story or, you know, a tragic story, and they sympathize for that moment, like, oh my God, that's terrible. But they just go on with life, but there's still a person hurting, still a person that's confused, still a person who doesn't understand what just happened, because it feels like it's not reality. Like it feels like you're in a dream or somewhere else. Am I right, Sylvia? You don't feel like
It does.
crazy.
Things as you once knew it would never be the same. Okay. So you really have to learn how to live life over again. And in doing that, the best thing to do is finding your purpose.
Yes, definitely.
Finding your purpose. And this is my purpose. This is what drives me. This is what keeps me going. This is actually a part of my healing
Yes.
because I continue to heal every day.
An ongoing battle. You're right.
It
I love
is.
it. hmm And I'm thankful for everything you're saying. So I'm hoping you guys are listening really hard. And again, because this is an author show, I want to say to you guys that aspire to write, it's fun to write fiction. It's fun to write romance. It's fun to write all types of different genres. But wouldn't it be nice to write those fun things and then write something that's going to really make a difference for someone too? Because we're about everything. I think I'm a very creative person, and I love the arts, and I love anything that's an art form where you can express yourself creatively. So we know that writing can do that. So, but I'm saying to you that also do something that's going to help and make a difference for someone. But maybe that's not your thing. Everybody can't be that kind of author. That's just me, and that's silly. Okay, you don't have to be like us, but we do want to encourage you that those out there who are aspiring to write, do something that's going to make a difference. I just want to say that. But you
You
can
know,
still,
Miss Rhonda,
yes.
some of the moms that I speak to, I also encourage them to write. You know,
Mhm,
that's the first thing that I do, to get your feelings out, right?
mhm,
So they will say, well, I don't know how to put things in words on paper.
mm,
I encourage you to record it. Record, just talk
yes.
into a recorder, talk about
Mhm,
how you feel that day. And believe
that's so
me,
true.
those words can turn into words on a paper.
They certainly can. I'm so glad you said that because I was going to ask you, how would you encourage people to write? And I get that story being that I have a publishing company. I hear it all the time, like, I don't know where to start, but you just start where you start because you can move things around and put it where you need it to be, but just start writing.
Exactly.
Just write, 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 write. And so, speaking of writing, and for those who are aspiring to write, we have a conference coming up. It is the Impact and Influence. It's the 2021 Impact and Influence Authors Conference. It's going to be held in Georgia, in Duluth, Georgia, at the beautiful Embassy Suites. It's a weekend long event. We have 14 wonderful featured authors. It's fun things going on all weekend. And guess what? It's free, 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 free. So come out and join us. Guess what else, too, that is really, really nice? Sylvia Bennett Stone is one of our featured authors. So you'll have the opportunity to meet her at this conference, along with 13 other featured authors, along with wonderful vendors that's going to be a part of there, keynote speakers, workshops, an elegant dinner, an evening with the literary stars, as we call it. So you'll have a chance to dine with these beautiful literary stars, our authors that are featured, and hear a keynote speaker. And you have an opportunity to come to our 2021 Author of the Year, Impact and Influence Author of the Year ceremony. And this is formal. It's going to be black tie. It's so cool. So much fun stuff to do. So if you are an author or an aspiring author or just love to read, we want those people who love to read and love to meet great people who write. Come out to this conference. Again, it's March 26th to the 28th, 2021. We are doing everything with the social distancing. We are going above and beyond. We set the standards. Let me tell you, we set the standards when it comes to making sure that we keep everyone safe as best that we can. So every thing that the CDC says needs to be in place is in place with us and beyond that. So believe me, you're going to love this, and it's going to be a great opportunity for you to be inspired because we do have an aspiring authors workshop. So you'll get to talk to the panel of authors there and ask questions and everything too. So we'll be able to encourage you in your writing as well. Wonderful, wonderful event. If you want to have more information in regards to coming out to the conference, down there you'll see our website, the Lady Knight Enterprises Publishing. You can go there, and then once you get there, you click on the information about the conference. You'll learn all the details about it. Again, it's free, but we do have VIP. So those people who like to have this extra special treatment, that's only $50 for the whole weekend. So if you want to be VIP, get your nice Impact Influence bag and all the fun stuff and the special seating. Definitely make sure you sign up for that. But all the information is on that website. Make sure you go there, check it out. If you're looking at wanting to publish, come and see us there too, because I try to make it very affordable for my clients through my company, but I can give you more details about that later. I want to keep talking to this beautiful woman. But again, get your book, Minefields, and make sure that you get it signed by Sylvia. So, Sylvia, what are some of the other things that you would say when people aspire to write? What are some of the something that you would tell them to encourage them in their writing?
Just do it as you said. Just do it. Write your feelings out. You know, you never know if it hits your heart to write something, then that's God speaking to you because 9 times out of 10, that's going to help someone else. It's all about that. Yeah,
Yes,
I would
yes.
really um, encourage you because it took me to another level in my healing process. So,
Mm-hmm.
no matter where you are in your life, it may not be a traumatic experience. It could be something that's successful
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
someone else need to know that they can get there as well. You may have opened up a business
Mm-hmm.
and write your experience out because that's not something that's easily done,
So
but
true.
it's achievable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your way of doing it may help someone else get to that level as well. So I really encourage everyone to just write.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's a
It
whole
is.
different
It
level.
is.
When you become an author, I mean, because I've been doing plays and commercial and stage and film work for many, many years prior to when I became an author. But when I became an author, it was just on a whole different level of meeting great people like Sylvia and other wonderful writers that we know, and a lot of them that you'll meet at this conference. And there is a wide genre of authors there. We have people talking about following your dream and, going for what you're passionate about. We have people there talking about, bringing your A game and how to do that. We have people there sharing fantastic stories with amazing outcomes, just a variety of different authors, and you definitely want to experience it. I would also encourage our viewers right now, guys, go ahead and like, follow, and subscribe with us with the Impact and Influence Authors Association. So the Impact and Influence Authors Association is a association of members that are writers, authors, publishers, playwrights, and just anyone that loves to read or want to be a part of a great membership. So definitely make sure you check out our pages and check out on the website how you can become a member or give us a call. Again, that's 678 5599. Give us a call or email us or whatever, and let us know you want to be a part of the Impact and Influence Authors Association. They are one of our sponsors for the Impact and Influence Authors Conference, along with Shades of Amber Beauty Line. They're one of our sponsors too. We got a few sponsors, but those are some of our bigger sponsors. So definitely, and Lady Night Enterprises Publishing, we're one of the sponsors for the event as well. So
And that is
definitely, yes.
awesome, Lady Night. And I would say and encourage people to become a part of
Mm-hmm.
the association because you learn so many different things. You learn about becoming a member of the Writers Guild. That helps you get on the New York Times list,
Yeah.
those different things. Or it can be your books or screenwrites can be exposed to screen producers
Mm-hmm.
where it gives you the opportunity or exposure to where your book or screenplay, whatever it is that you've written, can be exposed to a movie. We
So
don't know what God has planned for us.
that is
So
so
we just need to walk the walk.
That's right. I love it. And she's right about that. So many different benefits. And we have a list of other benefits too, but those are some key benefits, guys. If you want to be a writer, you want to get in front of as many people as you can, but you also want to be connected with the right people. And being a member of the Impact and Influence
Hmm.
Authors Association is going to put you with like minded people that are moving up and being elevated in their work. And they're being recognized for their work as well. So make sure you become a member, and it's very very economical in regards to that too. But it's so many benefits. It's also going to get you discounts and when it comes to publishing, and it's going to get you great specials and discounts when you come out to any of the events like the Impact Influence Authors Conference. When is it? March 26th through the 28th. Where? Duluth, Georgia, at the beautiful Embassy Suites Hotel. For more details, go to the website right at the bottom so you can make sure you get in there. There's only a set number of people that we allow per day into that space. So make sure you're one of those people that get a chance to take advantage of that, especially for you guys who want to write and or want to get exposure for your books if you're already an author. It's for seasoned authors, it's for new authors, it's for, like I said, playwrights, anyone that loves to write, poets, hey, everybody's welcome. Now, Sylvia, let me ask you, what is something you would say, because I know you've been a part of, I think, almost every Impact and Influence Authors Conference. What would you say what people will experience when they come out to this event?
Oh my God, what an experience. It just motivates you, it pushes you, it validates you as an author, the experience was just so great for me, in particular that first time, just being involved and going through being a part of a conference. I'm actually an author now, right? So I mean, and I would encourage everyone to come on out. You are in for an educational, a mentoring experience. You really are.
You are, and that is so true. Thank you for sharing that with them. And guys, let me tell you, we were so blessed too that something that very, very special happened with one of the conferences. And so one of the things that was a beautiful part of Crystal is that she taught dance, and she taught a lot of young ladies the art of dance. And we were blessed that some of those people that Crystal had trained, which is Sylvia's daughter, some of the people that she trained, they came out and they did a performance for us at one of the conferences. And it was so beautiful, so beautiful. So her life, the time that she was here on this earth, the 19 years that Crystal was here, she affected many people and she did so many wonderful things. Beautiful young lady who still lives through the people that she trained and that she taught dance, and many other people, I'm sure her friends as well. So, I'm thankful for her, but we're going to keep her memory and continue to honor her because she's still here with us in spirit. So, hi, Krista.
Absolutely.
Hi, Taryn. Yes.
Believe me, they're watching over us right now and saying, do it. Keep
Yes.
going.
Yes.
Keep going.
And I thank God that Crystal has a strong mom who kind of defied the odds, because that's really sad. Did you guys hear what she said earlier? She said that 26% of parents who lose their child usually end up dying within that first 10 years. You know why that is? They're going through a whole lot. That's a lot of grief. That's a lot of heaviness. That's a lot of depression. That's a lot of sadness. And it's just, it can be overbearing and just a hard thing to deal with. These are things that we don't know, if you haven't lost your child, that a person can feel or go through. So,
it's not a natural order, Someone said, and I believe it's an anonymous quote, but when a parent buried the child, they bury the future.
Wow.
When a child buried the parent, they buried the past.
Wow.
So I buried my future, her future. And it's not a natural order. So therefore, you're not going to go through the grieving process in a natural order.
Wow.
It's something on a whole nother level from burying a parent, per se. I buried my father, who I adore. But it was nothing like putting that child in the ground. So you don't go through it naturally. You do not.
And that gave me chills. And that's a good point. It's not something that you're used to. It's not something that you expect. You do expect your parents, if they get older, they're going to leave us. But you do not expect that to happen to your child. So that was, very good. Let me see. We have another comment. And then one of our listeners and viewers said, I mean, there is so much power in writing, and it's so much power and it's so much of a release. And again, you may not be writing the types of books that we write, but you just in writing in itself, like it gives you such power and freedom because you can express yourself and you can be yourself. It's your book. It's your book. It's your story, you know?
That's it.
hmm So we encourage you to write, 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 okay? And become a part of the Influence and the Impact and Influence Authors Association, so you can connect up with us. We want to be friends. We want to do some wonderful things together. And I want to be interviewing you on my show. So, find out more details about that. So again, tomorrow we will be doing Real Talk with Rhonda Knight. And that show is going to air at 7 o'clock on my Real Talk Around the Night page and on my YouTube channel for Real Talk Around the Night too. So make sure you tune into there because we're going to have that beautiful lady, Sylvia, and she's going to tell you about Voices of Black Mothers United and what that is about. But we're also going to have other moms come on there too to share with you, because with me taking the position as the state lead for Georgia and Michigan, I've had to talk to some mothers who have also lost their children or their child to violence. And I learned so much. And it's like things you don't think about and you don't realize that, that they're faced with. So, it's good to be educated and to know what other people are dealing with. So you may have that chance, you never know, where you might come across someone that needs some wisdom, and especially some godly wisdom about how they can deal with something. It may be something you heard Sylvia say, it may be something you heard me say, but it'll be something you read in some wonderful book that someone wrote, and that encourages you and helps you to be able to reach out and make a difference for someone else. So that's what we're all about, impacting and influencing lives, guys, for positive change, right? That's what,
Yes.
if you're ready to go and be a part of something that's wonderful and that's moving forward and making a difference, then hey, make sure you join up with us in what we're doing. Sylvia, any parting words that you want to say?
Just encourage everyone to come on tomorrow. When Lady Night say real talk, we're gonna have some real conversations tomorrow. Voices of Black Mothers United. We're going to talk about what's happening in our communities,
Mhm.
the violence, and that's a subject that people want to shy away from, but we're bringing it to the forefront, and we're going to have some real talk tomorrow.
Oh,
And I
yes.
want to hear from you. I want to hear from you.
Yes, guys. And the other thing you can do to make a difference too, and to encourage others out there, you might know someone that's going through something and they just need to hear an encouraging word. Or you might know someone who has lost their child to violence. Share the information on this show. It's a live stream, but as you know, it's going to be on Facebook, it's going to be on YouTube. So share this video with you on your page to, because you don't know who may be listening or need to hear this information and be able to, or may want to be able to buy Sylvia's book, because it's got some great information in there. And I'm going to put her book up there for you guys again, but wonderful information to help people understand how to navigate those minefields that we all feel. I love how you explain that, Sylvia. When you talked about one of those minefields could be anger, and I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Even in reading, I'm like, wow, that's, it's really, really good, because we do have to be careful, so careful in life, especially in our mind, because even the word mind, we go through so many battles in our head. And that's where a lot of
Exactly.
that is, a lot of the thoughts in our head
Exactly.
leads us into, sometimes stepping on those minefields. So we want to be mindful not to step on those minefields by
Yes.
understanding what we're dealing with. Yes. And, and
Yes.
understanding how to overcome what we're dealing with. Yes. Well, I do want to thank you so much for being on the show. It's been my pleasure, as always. And I'm looking
My
forward to
pleasure.
Looking forward to talking with you tomorrow, and you guys being on that show to ask questions. Remember, you can always, just like how you heard me reading some of the chats we had in this interview, you can always leave chats and comments and everything, and encourage those that come on the show with how wonderful they're doing. Like, we had some great comments here, but I want to say, mwah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being on the Impact and Influence Author Show. Thank you, Sylvia, for being a wonderful guest on our show and sharing so much with us, and for all the great things that you're doing. So I really appreciate you, and I want to thank you.
Thank you for all that you're doing and all your support and your encouragement to keep on pushing. I really appreciate you. And the purpose God has called you into is
I thank
awesome.
you. Well, thank you. You're making me blush. Thank you. And I give him all the glory, really, honestly. But
Yeah,
thank you so much.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, guess what? I'm getting ready to end the show. So make sure you write that down. Lady Night Enterprises Publishing.com. Go there now. Learn about the conference for you guys who are aspiring authors, publishers, writers, playwrights, poets, whatever, or you just love reading or being a part of something great. Make sure you go there and check out all the fun things. And if you're looking for publishing to be done as well, definitely check out our affordable packages that we have. So again, I'm ending. This is Rhonda Knight, your host, and see you tomorrow on Real Talk with Rhonda Knight. All right, guys. Good
Good
night.
night.